You keep telling me to make it, yeah, to the spot where we would stay lit, and finish bottles never wasted, yeah, cause that's where I'm from.
Hi, I'm Melanie Fuller with another episode of On Campus here in the Solano College Sports Network TV studio. Today, I'm joined with Stephen Babb, who is a student in the sports broadcasting program offered here at Solano College. Stephen, tell me a little bit about the program and how you found your interest in it.
So I've always had a really strong interest in sports, played them as a kid, and have just always been really interested in watching and playing sports throughout my life. Before coming here to Solano, I worked in restaurants. I had a 15-year restaurant background. And one day my wife just kind of approached me and said, "Are you going to do this for the rest of your life?" And that kind of got me thinking, and really outside of food and wine and restaurants, my only other interest was sports. Mm-hmm. So she went online and tried to see what programs were offered here locally in Solano County, and she's seen the sports broadcasting CTE program offered here at Solano. She signed me up on a Sunday, and that Tuesday I was starting classes. So it's a little scary going back to school, but that's kind of how I found myself here at Solano College.
So how was the transition like, finally going back to school? What were you expecting when you first stepped into the studio?
I had no idea really what to expect. I graduated high school in 2000, so I'm a little older than a lot of the students here that I was in class with. So I really didn't have any expectations other than I was really nervous. And you know, after the first week, I really wasn't sure if this was going to be for me. I kind of started to get a little bit of cold feet and wanting to run back into my old profession.
And the great thing about the program is that you get to meet a lot of people of different age. And like when I was in the program, we had someone who was 40 years old, you know? So what made you feel comfortable? Like what made you stick it out?
Really, it was our professor, Greg Poff. He's phenomenal in being able to identify strengths in students and really coaching them up and getting them to reach their full potential. I think it was after maybe about 3 weeks or so before I got to sit in these chairs here and conduct my first interview. And it was a little shaky. I wasn't great at it, but at the end of it, Poff said, you know, you might really have something here. Let's keep working at it. And so he worked with me and tried to get me as much experience as I could talking here on set and, you know, with the cameras rolling, and that really kind of helped me become more comfortable here.
What was your first great memory that you made?
My first great memory? That's a good question. I would have to say it was probably getting to develop and create my own original content and my own show for the YouTube channel here at Solano. And you know, kind of coming up with a concept, coming up with a premise, and also coming up with content and things to talk about and questions to ask. It was a panel format, so getting to ask the guests that were sitting up here with me, and just coming away from that feeling like I could do this. I could do this, you know, on local sports. I could do this on the national stage, and it really helped boost my confidence to want to be up here as much as possible.
So you were just telling me before the show started, last week you did a podcast, you did back-to-back interviews. So what goes on in your mind? Like, how do you create all of this content? You
know, one of my weaknesses coming into here was preparation. I'm really kind of a wing it kind of guy. And, you know, even I was taking a public speaking class when I started here at the school, and I was still the same kind of, let me just wing it. I can get up here and talk in front of anybody and feel comfortable. But to be able to hit your topic points and really kind of come through and sound prepared and sound organized, Poff here really kind of helped me adjust my approach. And I'm not really good about memorizing word for word, sentence for sentence, but he got me to bullet point it. And then as soon as you hit your bullet point, being able to talk yourself all the way through that topic and then transition into the next. So last week, doing these interviews, there was one that I prepared for, one that I had a day to prepare for, and then an impromptu interview after that. So having kind of not generic, but having an idea of what I like to find out from a guest in an interview. And then after that was my 45-minute Babb Sports podcast, which I had content that I had prepared for. But after going through those 3 interviews, kind of your brain gets fried,
Yeah.
you get a little tongue-tied, it doesn't come out as smooth as what it normally would, but then just pushing through and, realizing, kind of getting through mistakes and getting through kind of tough parts, and just realizing you just got to get through it. You just got to push, but you want to be entertaining and have information to kind of help teach your audience.
What sport did you enjoy covering most?
Here at the school, I'd actually probably say softball. Just the energy that Coach Nikki had the girls playing with. They're very up-tempo. They love to play small ball, slap hit. They're really good on the bases. They're phenomenal on defense. And I just really enjoyed covering it. There was no downtime covering Solano's softball sports, or Solano softball. But covering baseball, there was a little bit of downtime. Sometimes a few innings get a little sluggish. There's not as much, hitter-to-hitter action. So it got a little bit slower, although I do enjoy baseball probably the most out of all sports. Maybe basketball would probably be a close second.
What has this program made you realize about going into the field of sports broadcasting?
Pretty much that I could do it. When you make a transition to something new, there's always kind of that hesitation. Am I going to be good at this? Is this something I'm going to be able to do? And this program really gave me the confidence and also the platforms to really practice doing this, whether it's calling live sports action. We had the opportunity to call high school football, volleyball, which I wasn't very good at because it's probably the one sport I didn't play as a kid. Yeah. Basketball, men's and girls basketball, softball, baseball. And it was just a fun experience to, throw on the headset, work the mixer, and just, try to be prepared going in, trying to memorize stats, having your stats in front of you, and being able to piece it all together.
And you're coming on to your last semester here. What do you hope your education can help you with going into this field?
Just a job. It's pretty basic. But I hope to take this education and really apply it into the real world with the confidence and the skills that I was able to develop here, not only here in the Solano College Sports Network TV studios, but also out broadcasting in the field. POF is really good about making sure that you get a rounded education. So you learn on the cameras and you learn kind of how to set up and break down first before he gives you the opportunity to really do what you're interested in. So he'll put you on a camera kind of to start so you can see the flow of the game before you get into the booth and actually start broadcasting. But he's really good about giving the opportunity to all the students, if that's something they're comfortable with or that's something they want to do, being on camera as opposed to behind the camera.
What would you tell students coming into Solano about this program? Like, what would be your selling point?
You don't have to like sports to get a lot out of the sports broadcasting program here. Just a general interest in cameras, in production, it translates over to also the TV programs that are offered here at Solano. So if you'd like a laid-back atmosphere to kind of really dip your toe in and see what interests you or what might pique your interest here, and whether that's in front of the camera or behind the camera, it's just a really good way to experience this type of industry and get into this program. And there's other courses that are offered after your initial course. And you can also take the experience here and go over to the TV side. But if also sitting up here, if you have any hesitation or nervousness about public speaking, we are sitting up here, there's lights, there's cameras, but there's really no audience. So this actually is a good way to help you get over your fear of public speaking, because in the back of your mind, you know that people out there will be watching, but technically you don't see them. So it's a real kind of easy way for you to ease your way into that and, get your communications credits in public speaking. I think this would be a good way to start and then transition on into that.
So what would be your dream job then?
My dream job, I would love to do similar to what Jim Kozimor does. Jim Kozimor covers pre and post for the Sacramento Kings. He's also a fill-in radio host here locally in the Bay Area. And so I would like to do something like that, but maybe take it a step further, like a Greg Papa, how he's he calls games, so he is a broadcaster on the radio, most recently with the Raiders, now transitioning to the 49ers. This will be his first year there. But he's also done it for the Golden State Warriors. He's done it for the A's. He's done it for the Giants. And he's also prominently on the radio and doing pre- and post-game shows. So that would be the ultimate goal, is to be able to hit all of those platforms and do it half as good as Greg Papa would be amazing, I think, for my career. But that's really what my ultimate goals would be.
Is there any team that you would love to cover?
Probably the Giants.
Yes.
Yes, I would love to cover the Giants, then maybe the Warriors. But honestly, any team. You know, River Cats, I can go to San Jose, you know, anywhere I could get experience, because that right now it's kind of what I'm hungry for, is just finding a door to blow open and work hard and press and get that experience.
And I actually have a gift for you.
Uh-oh.
I was one of the first people to graduate from this program, and I've seen how I've been in a broadcast with you just as a guest, but I just brought you something because you did such an amazing job at broadcast. As one of the first women to graduate from this program, I have yours. If you want to open it.
Oh, this is awesome. That is great. Thank you very much. I feel bad I didn't bring anything for you, but this has been a fantastic interview, and I really, normally I'm in that chair getting to talk to people and ask the questions, so it was really good to be able to sit on this side and be a little bit more relaxed and comfortable, just because I know the pressure that comes with being on that side.
Yeah.
So thank you for a great interview and allowing me to be able to talk about my experience here at Solano.
Thank you so much, Stephen, and I'm so happy that you got the most out of this program, and congratulations on graduating from it.
And let me just say real quick in parting, I love women being in this field and really trying to make a career out of this and just loving sports. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I tell her all the time, we go to Giants games, Warriors games, we watch all of it on TV. And I always tell her that girls can definitely do everything boys can, and usually better. So, you know, a shout out to you for doing this and getting through the sports broadcasting program here.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for joining us on another episode of On Campus. I'm Melanie Fuller, and thank you for supporting the Solano College Sports Network, your #1 source for local sports.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my 3rd year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just like fulfills me as a person.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's
nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have.
On-the-job training is huge.
You get the hands-on experience.
When someone asks who can do it, you know, you can raise your hand and say, I can do it, so.
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
I'm going to go to cut one. And cut one. Cross court to Audrey Jones. Audrey for 3. It is good! With 1.3 seconds left on the game clock. Audrey Jones with one of the biggest shots.
The sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.
College just got affordable. Up to 100% of enrollment fees can be reimbursed for first-time college students taking full-time classes. At Solano Community College, we are taking full advantage of this to further your future. With certificate and degree programs in industrial technology, aeronautics, biotechnology, and many others, Solano Community College is a staple for success. For more information, please contact the Financial Aid Office at 707-864-7000.
Welcome to TV 55. In this hands-on class at Solano Community College, you will learn all aspects of television production, how to use high-end cameras, lighting, and audio equipment in the field and right here in the studio. Whether you are looking at making better YouTube videos, educational or promotional segments, or finding your creative passion, enroll today. get an art school education at the fraction of the cost. Visit us online at solano.edu.
Baseball season is right around the corner and we need your help.
Your hometown Solano Mudcats are looking for host families.
We are currently signing players from all over the nation to play right here in Vacaville, and they need a place to stay. This is a great opportunity to get to know our Mudcats and be a part of our Mudcat team.
Provide a player room and board, and you and your family will have free entry to all home games and a few select events for the team.
For more information, email us at solonomudcats@gmail.com
or visit us at solonomudcats.org.